The next step in setting up the Food Cost Chef calculator is your user list. So from the home page, click Show User List, and that's going to bring you to the user list section. You don't want to mess with these because these are already in the programming, so leave the unit of measurement area alone. You will be concentrating on item category, alert months, recipe category, and suppliers. This just takes a few minutes of your time, and it's going to make a huge difference when you start putting in your ingredients and your recipes, because you'll be able to sort all this information by category and color later on, which I will show you in another video. These colored bars will represent your food groups, which can be tracked by cost. For example, I like to see all of my meat costs, so I make this first one meats. I'll make this next green one produce. Everyone orders that. Maybe this light brown one I will use for spice rack. Dark brown, maybe the dark brown I'll use for paper and packaging. You might have to track that in your kitchen. Let's see, blue I'll use for dairy. This mustard color I'll use for dry goods. Let's say like flour, sugar, beans, cans, etc. Lime green I'll just make, I have a freezer, so I'll just make a frozen category. Okay, so I hope you get the idea here. You can organize by category or where you actually store products in your kitchen. That might make more sense to you. But just remember, these colors can be analyzed as a category for your food costs later on, so they should make some sense for analytics. I can always add more categories later, but let's just start with those now. Okay, next we have alert months. This will give a highlighted note in your recipe card as to when an ingredient has not been updated for pricing recently. So for months, I'm going to set this to the minimum 3 months. It's in a drop-down list here. Same for produce. Dry goods can be a bit longer, so maybe I'll do these for 6 months. Maybe even 9 months. Frozen, I'll probably say 6 months because there's some product in there that might be fluctuating a lot. Packaging, let's do 9. Spice rack, I'm going to do 12 on this one. And dairy is probably one that I want to keep on tabs with too, especially if you use a lot of eggs, milk, butter, things like that. So whatever it says here, if you haven't changed a meat product price or checked a meat product price in 3 months, then that item in your recipe is going to be highlighted. And it's just saying to you, you should probably check this price just in case. All right. Recipe category shows where this recipe resides in your menus. For example, I will categorize my menu as dinner, lunch, catering, a la carte. Let's say side orders too. That can cover a lot of different items. You might also have breakfast here, or maybe I'll just put brunch in. So basically all of my menu items are going to fall in one or more of these categories. Okay, the last category here is by supplier. I am just going to fill in a couple right now to get started. Costco Business here. Cisco, the butcher shop for meat. I'm going to come back and add more suppliers as I think of them, but for now, I have enough information here to start building a recipe, and you'll see that in the next video. Also, don't forget to save your file.